आवश्यकता दूर कीजिए, शरदाम सर्वक्षय संप्रदाय कीजिए। निताय गो प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, श्री गुरुदेव की जय।
गुरुदेव कृपा करके it's page 360 in the songbook. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, मैं शरण परा तेरी चरणों में जगा देना, मैं शरण परा तेरी चरणों में जगा देना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, करुणा निधि नाम तेरा, करुणा बरसा तो, करुणा निधि नाम तेरा, करुणा बरसा तो, सोए हुए भाग्यों का है नाथ जगा तू, सोए हुए भाग्यों का है नाथ जगा तू, मेरी नाव बबर डोले उस पार लगा देना, मेरे नाव बबर डोले उस पार लगा देना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, तुम सुख के सागर हो, भक्ति के सहारे हो, तुम सुख के सागर हो, भक्ति के सहारे हो, मेरे मन में समाए हो, मुझे प्राण से प्यारे हो, मेरे मन में समाए हो, मुझे प्राण से प्यारे हो, नितमाल जपो तेरी, मेरे दोष भुला देना, नितमाल जपो तेरी, मेरे दोष भुला देना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना मैं संतों के सेवक हूँ गुरु चरण की दासी हूँ मैं संतों की सेवक हूँ गुरु चरण की दासी हूँ नहीं ना तो भुलाना मुझे इस जग में अकेली हूँ नहीं ना तो भुलाना मुझे इस जग में अकेली हूँ तेरे द्वार की भिखारी हूँ नहीं दिल से भुला देना तेरे द्वार की भिखारी हूँ नहीं दिल से भुला देना गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय प्रभुपदा 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 गुरु परंपरा 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 निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल श्रील गुरुदेव की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरु परंपरा की जय श्री एकादशी तिथि की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल
Hari Bol. Beautiful Radhika. We need you on Sankirtan. Fantastic. Gotta come with puja. Hari Bol. Vanchakapa Turbischa. Kripa Sindhuagacha. Patitanam Pavenabhyo. Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Om Gyan Turmandasya Gyanjana Slakya. Chakshuan Militam Yana Tashnai Shri Guruve Namaha. Inada Peace Nichana. Tarora Peace Ahishna. Amanina Manadena. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Tate Nukampam Susamikshamano. Unjanaivatma Kritam Vipakam. Hitvakta Kubivi Didam Namaste. Jiveta Yo Muktipa De Sa Dayabak. Anya Blasta Sunyam Gyan Kamgyana Vitam. Anukalenya Krishna Shiranam Bhakti Uttama. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadata Shivasadi. Gaura Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, my brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, aunties, uncles, cousins, daughters, and sons. It's beautiful to see you all here, all on this Zoom screen of beautiful petals, Gurudev's beautiful flower petals. I'm so excited. Today, it is February the 7th. It is our 19th glorification of Srila Gurudev out of 64. And today is the last one before his actual appearance day, which is occurring in different places in the world on the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th of February, this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm very happy to announce again and remind you that we have this 55-hour Zoomathon, which is incorporating every country that Gurudev visited, from Bolivia to China, from Canada to New Zealand. We have speakers from every part of the world, from every part of the Sangha, even from outside our immediate Sangha. We have Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj speaking, for example. So it's a very unifying, glorifying moment of Srila Gurudev circumambulating the whole world from 3 p.m. GMT, UK time, on Wednesday, all the way through to 10:30 GMT on Friday. And I will post the details in the group later. But it's going to be a very exciting glorification of Srila Gurudev for his 100th appearance day. So today, we have a really, really exciting lineup. I was like studying the lineup, as every Sunday is very special. Who has Gurudev brought to glorify Gurudev today? And today we have two wonderful devotees from Russia, one wonderful sannyas from France, and one wonderful lady from originally from France. So it's a French day today, but she lives in Vrindavan. What's really interesting is that two of the devotees, Sripad Bhaktivedanta Sudhavaiti Maharaj and Shasikala, Srimati Shasikala Didi, they are both from a very special part of our community, because they took Diksha from, well, they took Harinam or Diksha from Srila Gurudev and from Srila Prabhupada, and then took Shiksha or Diksha from Srila Gurudev. So they have this incredible, like we all have a relationship with Srila Prabhupada, but they came earlier to the movement, and they have been graced with that association of both Prabhupada and Gurudev, which is an extra special sort of relish for all of us to hear. And then we also have two wonderful devotees from, excuse me, I'm going to try and pronounce the city properly, Yekaterinburg. Excuse me for any mispronunciation. In the depths of our beautiful, beloved mother Russia country, Krishna Das and Damayanti, who are beautiful devotees. So today is our 19th glorification. So when we finish today, in terms of the 24-hour clock, we're at about 7:10 in the morning by the time we get to the end of this session. I think without any further ado, just a quick summary of Maharaj's background. He met the devotees at the end of 1972. Very good timing. He took Harinam late in 73 and Diksha in 1974. So he didn't hang around. He's done a lot of book distribution for 4 years, and built a preaching center and a restaurant in France from 1981. And he first met Gurudev quite early in 1992, and met him personally before he came to the West in Mathura in 1996. Went on the first tour with Gurudev. He's translated Srila Gurudev's books into French. He's organized French festivals for Gurudev, and he took sannyas in 2008. And prior to COVID, preached throughout Latin America and Russia. So Maharaj, welcome. I'm so happy you've come to share your katha, your glorification of Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada as you like. Mix it up as you like. So I will now silence myself, and my 2 ears will be on you. Dandavats and welcome. Warm, warm welcome. Bienvenue. Oh, you just need to unmute yourself, Maharaj.
First of all, I want to offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual masters, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudeva Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj, and Srimati Krishna Priya Devi from the Krishna Balaram temple. Well, I'm just a very ordinary person. I don't know why I was invited not to speak on Gurudev's glories. I don't have so much to say. I met Gurudev first time in 92, I think. He was glorifying Prabhupada during Prabhupada's disappearance day in Vrindavan. And then right from there, I got a hint, although I didn't know at the time, that his mission was to stress the importance of Raganuga Bhakti. Because right there, in that very first meeting, when I heard him speak, he said, no, I think that the senior devotees of ISKCON, they should start to inquire and prepare themselves to enter into Raganuga Bhakti. He had been speaking just before Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj, who was sometimes a little fiery. They would sometimes call him Chili Maharaj because he was very uncompromising and very strict. So Srila Gurudev somehow spoke before him because the Maharaj was a little late. So as soon as Gurudev stopped speaking, I remember Srila Bhaktivedanta Puri Maharaj just grabbed the mic without any assistance and said, what are you speaking about Raganuga Bhakti? They don't even know how to speak, how to chant japa properly. So I remember those words very strongly. Gurudev introducing the idea of Raganuga Bhakti, and Puri Maharaj said, oh, what are you talking about? No, they're not qualified. But right there, that's the first time I heard Gurudev speak. And right there, he was speaking of Raganuga Bhakti. And then later on, in 93, Balaram appearance there, because as you remember, every year Srila Gurudev was invited to speak in ISKCON Vrindavan temple on the day of Lord Balaram's appearance. And on the day of Prabhupada's sannyas, he would go, the devotees would go to Mathura, because that was the day Prabhupada took sannyas on Mathura. So I remember when my first son was in Gurukul, he was playing Lord Balaram, and I went to see. And that day I didn't know Srila Gurudev was speaking. And then I registered the lecture with the camera, but I had for the first time malaria. So when I was looking at the video, the whole thing is trembling because I was just trembling with fever. You cannot see the thing properly because it's so much. And Gurudev again spoke of Raganuga Bhakti on that time. Then I met him first time really personally in Mathura, right after we put Srila Gurudeva Maharaj in Samadhi. As soon as we finished the ceremony, I jumped on the train and went to Mathura, because Srila Prabhupada had said that if you have any questions, any issues, you can approach two persons, Srila Bhakti Maharaj and Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. So Srila Bhakti Maharaj already had gone, and Srila Narayana Maharaj Gurudev was still there. So I jumped on the train and went all the way to Mathura from Bhubaneswar to ask him, oh, my spiritual master, my Siksha Guru has gone, what is your advice? And immediately it was so personal. I could never imagine that. I had heard, like everyone in ISKCON, only bad things about him. In ISKCON, they were bad-mouthing him. So I was vaccinated against him with boosters. So when I came there, I had some little apprehension because I had heard so much poison. But he was so simple and so welcoming and so personal. I had written in the old days one paper on Guru Tattva, and Srila Gurudeva had told me you should send one copy to Srila Narayan Maharaj and one to Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj with a letter explaining that although it may seem in your paper that you criticize Gaudiya Math, you're actually not criticizing. So I did that, but when I saw Gurudev face to face, I wanted to personally apologize, and I didn't want to risk, making any Vaishnava apparat. So I told him, oh, I had published that paper, I sent you a copy with a letter. And he said, oh, I don't remember. And but Srila Madhav Maharaj, who was at that time Naveen Krishna Brahmachari, he went straight to the armory of Gurudev and picked up the magazine. And Gurudev said, oh, no harm. I know in which mood you wrote it, so no offense. So right away he was so open. And he said, so what is happening in Bhubaneswar? I said, well, we have two camps. One camp is thinking we should wait for a sadhu arranged by Srila Govinda Maharaj to follow. And I am from the other party which thinks that no, we should look for a sadhu. So he was very encouraged. He said, I like that. You know. Then the next day I came back because I was very attracted. And he started to play some Kirtan. Now, for the first time I heard that in Gaudiya the Maha Mantra, they cut it in two. So I was thinking, oh, everything is so different here. Even the mantra, they chant differently. And just at that moment, after like chanting 3 or 4 mantras, Gurudev stopped and he looked up and he said, some people, they like to eat a mango all at one go. And making the gesture of putting a mango in his mouth. Oh, very, very sweet. Some people, they prefer to cut it in pieces and eat like that. Same taste, very sweet. And then glancing at me from the corner of his eye, said, in the same way, some people, they prefer to chant the Maha Mantra all at one go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And some others, they prefer to cut it in two and eat each piece like that. So when he said that, I thought the only person I know who could read into your mind like an open book was Srila Govinda Maharaj. He was like, amazing for that. So many times in classes, he would stop the class and tell me exactly what I had in my mind, like an open book, or me or other devotees. So when Gurudev did that, I was very impressed. I thought, oh, this person is very, very elevated. I mean, I had no knowledge about him except the bad thing I had heard. So I told him that I was going back to France, and he said, for the first time, I'm going to the West. So why don't you come and join me in the tour? So I joined him in England and followed the tour in England. And I remember on the roof of some garages, next to what is that village where the ISKCON temple is? That little
Boreham Wood.
Watford.
Watford or Boreham Wood.
Yeah. So we were staying at some devotee's place, and in the morning, Gurudev would have some morning walk, on the roof of the garages like that. So, I ventured to ask him, all right, let's say that we develop a Siksha relationship. Now, I already have my service to Prabhupada, my service to Srila Govinda Maharaj. And how will I serve you? And he told me right away, oh, you're a preacher. So, I don't think I will ask you something else. And then he told me that directly, in my face, in his bold, direct way, just looking at me with his 2 blue eyes, will scan you down to your soul. And he said, you think that if you serve Srila Prabhupada, Srila Govinda Maharaj is pleased. And I'm also pleased. And you think that by serving Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada is pleased. And I'm also pleased. And let me tell you, if you serve me, you can be assured that Srila Prabhupada is satisfied, is pleased, and also Srila Govinda Maharaj. And directly, no taking gloves, no beating around the bush, directly. This is what was impressing me so much with Gurudev. He was so personal. He was speaking, in such a personal way. I think this is why he attracted so many devotees, because of his personal way to deal with anyone. Like I remember when we had a festival in France, in South France, Bhajana told me, oh, we have 2 free days. Could we come to your house with Gurudev? So I thought he was coming with just a few devotees, but the word somehow leaked, and then there was 100 devotees who came to my house. I mean, fortunately, I had a big farm, and I could accommodate everyone. Now, my mother, she used to come once a year to visit her grandchildren and to visit me. So she had come because the festival was supposed to be over. And then, she was in another house, and then we were in a big, big room, with 100 devotees, and suddenly, I see that she's entering into the room. And she was like a very, very strong, you know, devoted Catholic Christian. And I was thinking, oh, Mom, please don't make a scandal. Please don't do anything, no. And she walked straight to Gurudev. And when she was next to Gurudev, she folded her hands and she started to speak in English to Gurudev. I mean, I never knew my mother could speak English. I never heard her speak English. No. And she said, you know, I know you are with very strong French accent. I know you are a very saintly person. Welcome in our humble house. And I was like pinching myself, no, Mom, am I dreaming or something? And Gurudev asked her, oh, is he your son? And she said, yes. And then he told her, oh, how old are you? And then, oh, my mother, you know, old aristocratic, you know, French woman, this is not the question you asked. So she was taken aback a little bit. And she said, so, oh, I'm 83. And Gurudev, so, I'm 81, so you should also see me as your son. And when he said that, it just took her heart away, you know. And then I could see like her heart started to brim with tears. And then she, you know, bowed down and then she went back. You know, and I thought, you know, what a personal way to speak to someone. I mean, you never saw her. You know, which better words could he have found to speak to that old lady? But he took her heart away. You know, and as we know, he said, you know, I have big pockets, and when I put a heart in my pocket, because I'm a heart thief, there's no question of refund. So Gurudev like demonstrated that again, you know? And he was like so personal with everyone. I remember one incident in Brazil for his last Vyas Puja in January 2010. So there was, you know, one girl was translating, but she was so emotional, so shy that she would miss a lot. So there were 3 of us behind her to prompt her, you know, with the translation, with again telling in English. So after 2 days, the devotees were saying, oh, maybe someone else should translate. So they put one boy who was very fluent in English and who could translate. And he started to translate. And Gurudev said, oh, why did you change, you know, the translator? So I said, oh, well, this one is Paka, no, first class. And Gurudev looked at me like, no, like kind of challenging where I said, I want Kacha. Kacha means the opposite of Paka. You said, this is very good, I want very bad. Gurudev was so bold and so determined and so personal. And after that, you know, he gave initiation to hundreds of devotees. And I was taking pictures and I sent them to all of them. Although Rajanath said, don't take pictures, Madam Mar said, don't take pictures. I was thinking, maybe this is the first time they will see their guru. No, maybe this is the last tour he will do. So I was taking pictures again and again and again. And he was so personal with each of the new devotees. It was amazing. The same thing in Russia, the last festival. He initiated maybe 200 devotees or something like that. And he was so personal with each one. No, I think this is one of his main, you know, qualities. That, you know, power to be able to deal in such a personal way. Even in a big crowd, if you remember, Gurudev had one word, one glance, or one gesture towards someone. I remember, you know, he was, you know, coming down from the podium. You know, one day, you know, he put his hand on my shoulder, and I walked with him a few steps. You know, and he said, "Oh, I was speaking this for you in the class." And then having one word for that one glance, one gesture, one smile, everyone could feel so much affection coming from him. He was like a big reservoir of affection. But I think his main glory is you know, his teachings. You know, I came from Govinda Maharaj. I was 10 years with him. And then after listening from him, you know, his Harikatha, I could take on anyone in ISKCON, including any gurus. But when I came to Gurudev's, you know, mat, you know, in '96, I realized that, wow, there is an unsuspected depth to the ocean of knowledge that I did not know about. And I felt that, you know, any one of his disciples, any brahmachari could take me on. You know, I thought I knew so much, but when I came to Gurudev, I realized there's so much more to know. Gurudev, you know, one time in America, I think one of the first time, he said, what I'm speaking is old wine in new bottle. And this is exactly what Gurudev did. You know, he shed new light on the topics that we had heard and read about for so long, but that we did not catch. No, because he was able not to, put like a magnifying glass or a projector lamp on some passages of the scripture that we had read. I remember the first volume of Chaitanya Charitamrita. I had read it maybe 20 times. But Gurudev, he stressed some verses in the 3rd and 4th chapter that I never clicked upon, where he's actually saying, this is a mission of Mahaprabhu, and if you just follow Vedi Bhakti, you will go to Vaikuntha. If you want to go to Vrindavan, you have to follow Raganuga Bhakti. Mahaprabhu came to teach Raganuga Bhakti. No, this I had read so many times, but it never clicked. And that was really Gurudev's mission, somehow to inject into us some greed for Raganuga Bhakti, because as the verse says, Tatralolyam Mulyam Ekalam, the only price to enter into that sacred path of Ragamarg is an intense greed, intense desire for it. And Gurudev was revealing so many things that we had never heard about. He made it very tangible. He was speaking in so much detail. What does it mean to be a Bhavut Bhakta, a devotee on the level of Bhav Bhakti? He was describing in so much details. What does it consist of? What do you feel? What do you experience? What is your realization? What do you do on that level? Things that we never heard. For instance, in the whole folio of my Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, you will not find the word Manjari, except with Rupa Manjari or like that. But he never spoke about Manjari. But Gurudev's whole katha was so much to emphasize this is a special gift of Mahaprabhu. So for me, it's very clear, he was a Rasik Vaishnava of the highest level, and his katha is a proof of that. And his revelations, no one could speak like that unless he was familiar with the subject, not theoretically, but that he was actually living it. If you take Vilapa Kusumanjali, the verses, without explanation, they're very hermetical. You don't know what he is speaking about. And Gurudev in his commentary would reveal some amazing things. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, for instance, is telling, oh, Srimati Radhika, I want again to put some lac, some red paint on your feet. This is what the verse says. Now, what do you figure out? Oh, Raghunath Das Goswami, maybe his service, if you meditate, maybe his service as a manjari, is to put some lac, some red paint on the feet of Radhika. But then Gurudev, he is like opening a window and making you see the whole thing happening. That Krishna was with Srimati Radhika, and then she did man, and then she left him and went to be with her manjari friends, and Krishna was all alone. And then Krishna comes to join them, and at that time, Srimati Radhika, she takes the mood of Svadhina Bhatrika, or dominating mood, and say, oh, you paint my feet. So Krishna, trembling, is taking one pot of lac color and with a brush, but he's so emotional that he cannot really paint properly. And first he puts some lac on the bottom on the sole of Radhika's feet, which is easy, And then when she's not looking, Gurudev said that he puts her foot on his head to have the stamp that I am a certified servant of Srimati Radhika. Now, who could reveal those things? No text is explaining that. But Gurudev was seeing like he's looking or he's participating in that pastime. And then he said, Krishna started to paint the upper part of Radhika's foot, but he's so emotional, he cannot paint straight when he's making decoration. He's making like some abstract or impressionist French painting with a little dust like that because his hand is moving so much. And Gurudev said, doing so is creating a new form of art, very beautiful, because whatever Krishna does is sublime. And then Radhika at that time says, oh, you're just a baby painter. You don't know how to paint. Oh, Rati Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami, you do it. And then Rati Manjari, she comes and she's asking Krishna for the pot of lac with a paintbrush, and Krishna doesn't want to give it. And at that time, everything disappears. And Raghunath Das Goswami find himself, on the bank of Radhakund, and his Gurudev is explaining how he's rolling on the ground, crying bitterly. Who can describe those things unless he's a self-realized soul who knows, who has seen, the thing. And Gurudev has described in this way so many pastimes. He has made us enter into Vrindavan. Before to come to him, I had gone so many times to Vrindavan. I thought I knew Vrindavan. I knew the lanes, I knew the streets, and I could get my way around all over the place. But Gurudev really introduced us in the mystical Vrindavan, in the sacred Vrindavan that we don't see. Through his books, through his classes, through his darshans, he made us enter directly into Vrindavan. I remember during the second festival in France, one day out of the blue, he said, tomorrow I'm coming to your house for your wife to give her Diksha again, because I know she has lost faith in your Diksha Guru. So I want to give her the Gayatri mantras again. So he came and he gave her the mantras, and then I wanted to leave alone with her, and he said, no, you should stay. I don't think that you heard those explanations from your Gurudev, Swami Maharaj. And Gurudev started to give her the mantras, and then he gave this amazing explanation, amazing meditation to go along with it. I had never heard. And then Gurudev, next morning we had a morning walk, or the same day we had a morning walk on the bank of the river, which was like flowing like 100 meters away. And then Gurudev suddenly turned to me and said, should you look at Mother Yashoda? And I said, as Krishna's mother? He said, no, you should see everything from the point of view of Srimati Radharani. Everything in Vrindavan, everyone in Vrindavan, you should see from that point of view. Vrishabhanu Maharaj, you should think, he's my father. Kirtida Sundari, she's my mother. You should see everything in that point of view. I mean, from the blue, suddenly he spoke like that. Introducing you directly into the heart of Vrindavan, telling you the moves that you should develop. And remaining all the way so simple. A little later, I was busy doing some errand, and then I look for Gurudev. He was not in his room. I look in the next room where the brahmacharis were. He was not there. So I thought he couldn't have gone out. They don't know the place. So where are they gone? I had another room undecorated with old armchairs where the kids would watch videos. And I made it on purpose without any comfort, so they wouldn't spend too much time there. And then I thought maybe they are in there. So when I went there, the brahmacharis were sitting in the armchairs, and Gurudev, like me, must have been looking for them, and he came, and they were watching the Ramayana, one video of Sita's wedding. And Gurudev simply just sat on the arm of the armchair, and the brahmacharis did not even see him, and Gurudev was so absorbed. And when I came, I saw Gurudev is sitting there on the armchair, on the arm of the armchair. The brahmacharis are sitting in the chair, and they're completely absorbed. And then I said, Gurudev, and he looked at me and said, this is the best. And he kept on looking. So simple, no any decorum, no any etiquette, nothing, just completely relaxed. That was just so amazing. How much time do I have left? I didn't know when I started.
Maharaj, you can go for another, let's see, 8 minutes.
Okay. So, I think Gurudev also, this is my own speculation, but I think Gurudev has a special relationship with Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I even think, this is my 2 cents worth on it. I even think that he may be a manifestation of the Thakur himself. I think in the future, some Acharya will reveal, just like Gurudev revealed to us that Bhaktivedanta Thakur is like a manifestation of Gadadhar Pandit, or some say that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is a manifestation of Rupa Goswami, who came back to explain in a more clear way what he had said in a sutra form, in his books. Because if you examine Gurudev's Katha, practically everything is from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. His commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Vishwanath. His main topic, Madhurya Kadambini, Vishwanath. No, Bhakti-rasa Samhita Sindhu Bindu, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. No, all even very esoteric books like Laira Valari, very unknown books, but nobody knows those texts. No, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is translated, and not only translated, he gave such a deep commentary on them. So I'm convinced, he was, I don't know, a partial manifestation or empowered by him, but something with Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, because the Thakur is known, for instance, in Bhagavad Gita to express like a dialogue which you don't find in the Bhagavad Gita, but which is there, like you can read between the lines, between Krishna and Arjuna, like in the first chapter and second chapter. All the argument between Krishna and Arjuna, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is feeding us more details than you find in the Gita. Krishna is saying like this, Arjuna is answering like that. It's like, by his realization and intuition, he can tell. And Gurudev did exactly the same. So I believe that he was on that platform of Rasik Vaishnava, and he was empowered, or maybe a manifestation of the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself. I'm sure someone one day, some self-realized soul will establish that glory of Gurudev, that he had that connection with him. He gave so many hints. I mean, who would translate Ragavatma Chandrika, which is like a book specialized for people who are entering and practicing Raganuga Bhakti. And Gurudev gave all the hints, all the details, all the verses, like as if he was like the Thakur himself, explaining what he had written in sutras, in verses. And if you take also Bhajan Rahasya of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, so much detail he has given. Already the Thakur, Bhaktivinoda, is giving us so much Rahasya, secrets. I mean, in the introduction, if you remember, Saraswati Thakur is saying that usually Rahasya means secrets that the Guru will reveal only to a very qualified disciple in confidence. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is so merciful that he broadly broadcasted this knowledge. And Gurudev added on and gave us even more knowledge to what Bhaktivinoda is speaking. Enlightening all the verses of Thakur with his own commentary. So Gurudev made us envision what it means to be a real devotee, a pure devotee practicing Raganuga Bhakti. And if you remember also, one time one devotee was singing one very high bhajan, something like Dekite Dekite or something like that, for Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev told him, why don't you chant something more simple, like my favorite bhajan, Bimala Vaishnava. And in this bhajan is a secret for spiritual advancement. Bimala Vaishnava Rati Upajibe Vasana Oibe Kshin. When will I develop deep attachment, Rati, for the pure-hearted Vaishnavas? At that time, all my anarthas, especially lust and greed, they will disappear. So Gurudev there was, because he was making the devotees sing that bhajan again and again, especially in the early days. And he was giving us a hint. If you want to become free from Maya, you have to become attached, deeply attached to a pure devotee. Gurudev gave us all the good reasons and all the facilities to become attached to him. That is coming from Kapiladev in 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. That famous verse which says that every man of intelligence knows that attachment to the material is the greatest entanglement for the conditioned soul. But the same attachment, if you report it on the sadhus, it opens the door to liberation. Then the next verse is describing the qualities of the sadhus. And if you look at Gurudev's character, but I'm not going to go into it one by one, all the qualities of that verse, Titik Shava, tolerance, Karunika, compassion, Ajata Shatrava Santa, not having any enemies, Suridam Sarvadeinam, friend to all beings, Sadava, decorated with all good qualities, Shanta, peaceful, sadhu bhushana. All this is in Gurudev. So if we
which
can,
verse is that, Maharaj?
this is from the 3rd canto of Kapila Dev. It begins with Titikshava Karunika. Maybe 25th chapter, I'm not sure. Titikshava Karunika. No, all the qualities of a sadhu are there. And if you take Gurudev, you can write about every quality of that, or speak about every quality of his, according to that verse. He was decorated sadhu bhushana. He was decorated with all those wonderful qualities. So I want to offer my pushpanjali at his lotus feet. I'm thinking, how can we live without Gurudev? How can we maintain our life? Just like Mahaprabhu, he was saying, I don't have even a trace, a smell of love for Krishna, but I'm still maintaining my life like a fly, my fly-like life. How can I do that? And in the same way, having known someone like Gurudev, how can we even maintain our life without him? How can we live? How can we find any joy in existence without him? Oh, only if we can remember him. He said actually, when devotees were asking him, after you're gone, what kind of bhajan we should do? He said, oh, if you remember me, that is very good bhajan. Because remembrance, according to Chaitanya Charitamrita, remembrance of the sadhus, it evaporates all the sorts of material enjoyment. It evaporates all your anarthas. So if we cannot practice bhajan, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm speaking for myself, not for you great souls, I don't have any qualification to do bhajan, because bhajan means as soon as you get up in the morning, only one thought in your mind, or to please the Lord. No, I don't have any qualification for that. But if we can think of Gurudev, oh, this will be the best bhajan. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak a few words in his glories.
Maharaji, that was really beautiful. The 26 qualities are: he's very kind to everyone. He does not make anyone his enemy. He's truthful. He's equal to everyone. No one can find.
No, not the 26. Not those 26. No, these are 6 qualities. Titikshava. No.
Oh, the 6. Okay.
I have the book on my desk because no, it's not there. I just took it off. No, Titikshava, tolerance, Karunika, compassionate, Suridam Sarvadehinam, friendly to all, Ajata Shatrava, he doesn't have any enemy, he doesn't consider anyone as his enemy, even if some fools may attack him or blaspheme him. No, Shanta is peaceful. No, Sadhava is following the scriptures. Sadhu Bhushana is decorated with all divine qualities.
Beautiful, thank you. Well, he certainly had all of those in large quantities. Maharaj, I really appreciated you both covered the sambandha, the part of your relationship with Gurudev, some very personal moments, and at the same time glorified his Vani. It was a really nice combination. And I think the mango story, that's the one that's in my head the strongest vision. That was great, the mango story. Beautiful. I've also thought although I appreciate you saying it was speculative, I've also had those feelings about Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So yeah, that was very interesting. Maharaji, thank you so much. I hope you can stay, but if not, I know you're busy. I understand.
Right now I have my class with the Russian devotees.
Oh yes, you have your Russian class, of course. Okay, thank you for fitting us in.
I had to push it for 45 minutes because you gave me the chance.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, I speak on Manasiksha, another gem of Gurudev, his enlightening commentaries.
Jai Maharaj.
Jai.
Haribo Raghava.
Haribo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So
you very much.
Haribo Damayanti. I'll take you leave with your permission.
Haribo.
Jai Maharaj.
So we're going to zoom from the pastures of France to the plains of Russia. We're going to go over to Yekaterinburg, my dreadful pronunciation. And we're going to go to Krishnadas. Krishnadas and Damayanti are married, and Damayanti is going to be translating for Krishnadas, right?
Yeah, I will
So
try.
you'll try, no problem. So we'll, I'll just introduce Krishnadas first. So Krishnadas met the devotees in 1987. By the way, guys, I've not seen you for years, and you haven't aged a day, either of you. So whatever you're eating, let me know, because, or maybe it's just the Hadini Shakti, but you don't look a day older than when I last saw you. So Krishnadas met the devotees in 1987, and he met Gurudev in 2001. He took Harinam the same year, and Diksha 2 years later in 2003. And he's organized a lot of Gurudev's Russian festivals in Volgograd, Odessa, and Moscow. Some really major Seva efforts there. I think he's probably got a few very good stories about that as well. So I'm very eager to hear Krishnadas's Kirtan. Krishnadas, although I don't speak Russian and you speak only a little English, I've always really appreciated the love in your heart, which I've always seen, and your I felt your affection for Gurudev. I've also felt your affection for me, so I really appreciate your blessings, and thank you for coming on Zoom. And we're going to listen to your Kirtan now, your Pushpanjali. Haribol, Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranam. Panchakalpatarupyascha Kripasinhu Plevacha Patitanam Pavanipyo Vaisnavitvanam Namaham Vishnupada Radhika и Приятмани Шри Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Kumile Shri Krishna Vila Pitхане Siddharshama Vidhyama Puriyagule Shevtam Varam Vanidhyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasanamani Vidandinam Bhakta Shirumani Shri Krishna Pada Vidhyaka Didi Chaitanya Devamrita Sarasaram Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadi. I sent my Dandavat Pranam unlimited time for our beloved Srila Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupati Shtutarashata, Sri Srimat Rupanuga Acharya Varya Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and for all Guru Varga, for all Gurudeva Sannyasigan, for all Vaisnavas and Vaishnavi, во главе headed by Yashodananda Prabhu and Sudhavaiti Maharaj и другими старшими преданными, Prakashatma Prabhu and other. И прошу милости и всем вайшнавам, и прошу милости у всех вайшнавов в Бхакти, в пыли с их лотосных прекрасных стоп. И я очень бесполезен и очень нуждаюсь в вашей поддержке.
I pray for your causeless mercy and dust from your lotus feet, because I'm very good for nothing and I just need for your support and help.
Я очень благодарен, что Yashodananda Prabhu пригласил меня к этому служению. Очень счастлив.
This is great honor for me that Yashodananda invite me to speak here.
Видя Yashodananda Prabhu, я автоматически вспоминаю Гопинатха Прабху и Браджанатха Прабху.
When I see Yashodananda Prabhu, I automatically remember Gopinath Prabhu, Brajanath Prabhu.
Они олицетворяли бензин в машине проповеди Гурудева.
They were like manifestation of petroleum in a preaching machine of Srila Gurudev.
А очень интересно, что Шрила Гурудев, исполняя желание Шрилы Прабхупады проповедовать по всему миру, ждал, когда к нему придет Браджанат Прабху, и благодаря его взаимоотношениям и служению наполнится эта машина бензином и начнется великая проповедь.
This is very interesting moment when Gurudev is just like, wait, that Brajanath Prabhu will come and will help to realize his service to Srila Prabhupada to preach in Western countries.
Я вспоминаю, в Германии однажды Гурудев спросил преданных.
I remember it was in Germany. Gurudev asked the devotees.
Кто получит чистое бхакти? Брамачари, который переводит, издает книги, распространяет, или грихастха, который пришел и принес деньги своему гуру?
Who will receive the pure bhakti? The brahmachari who helping with books to Gurudev, publishing them, translating them, or grihastha who is just working and bring some money to Gurudev.
Все сказали, конечно, брахмачари.
And everyone has just replied, of course, brahmachari Gurudev.
Гурудев сказал, нет, грехастха.
Gurudev replied, no, grihastha devoted.
И объяснил.
And he explained.
Потому что брахмачари, он все равно, у него есть другие мотивы, практические, желание положения, денег и авторитета.
Because brahmachari maybe have some different desire, like some pratishta, like this.
Money.
Desire of money or anything
Status. And грехастха тяжело работает, и свою работу он отдает Гурудеву в виде денег, несмотря на то, что он невежественный, он это отдает как часть своего сердца.
But Grihastha, even he is don't know anything, but he is working so hard and bring this money, what he is like receive and giving it to Gurudev.
Но Гурудев является чистым преданным, и поэтому он знает, как их использовать для того, чтобы Сримати Радхика была довольна, идеальным образом, чтобы получить в результате этой потенции чистое бхакти.
But Gurudev was pure devotee. He knows how to use this money proper way that give pleasure to Srimati Radhika.
И таким образом гуру становится посредником и возвращает это чистое бхакти грехастхи.
And this way Guru became like a mediator between this devotee and Srimati Radhika, and this devotee received her bhakti.
Также я вспоминаю Навадвипу Парикраму, когда стоял пандал, был большой шторм, и этот шторм разрушил пандал, и пандал разрушился, и некоторых преданных обрушил этот пандал, и они оказались под пандалом. И на следующий день 5000 бенгальцев уехало в Парикраму.
Also, I remember in Navadvip Parikrama when was a great, huge storm one time, and the pandal where the live Bengali devotees, his was broken, and 5,000 of Bengali devotees just leave the Parikrama that time.
Я первый увидел, когда падал пандал, и быстро убежал оттуда, звал преданных, но меня никто не слушал.
At the time, I called the devotees from that pandal, like we have to run, but they are not listening.
Я прибежал к Гурудеву, и Гурудев уже все знал, он был очень расстроен.
Then I ran to Gurudev, and I saw that Gurudev know everything, and he was so upset.
Гурудев сказал, видишь, нет никаких конструкций, возведений, и из-за этого мы не можем защитить преданных от шторма стихии. И я очень несчастлив.
He told to me, you see, we haven't anything that protect our devotees who coming for parikrama. So by this I am very upset.
Я был очень глупый, я не мог понять, что все приходит по милости Шри Гуру. И я сказал, о Гурудев, я что-нибудь придумаю, я все равно буду вам помогать.
I was very foolish. I don't know that everything is like controlling Gurudev. So I replied to him, Gurudev, I will thinking and I will help to you. I will find the way.
Гурудев посмотрел мне внимательно в глаза и сказал, о, ты не знаешь, у меня кто может помочь, и 10 не наберется.
Gurudev looked at me so deeply by his eyes and replied, oh, you know, like...
Кто может мне помочь, и 10 не наберется.
Who can help me? Maybe like 10 person can help.
Maybe lost. Через несколько секунд он сказал, no. 3 будет.
After a few seconds he said, no. Maybe like 3 person.
Я знаю только 2. Яшоданандан Прабху и Гопинат Прабху, которые вложили в свое сердце в строительство Навадвипы и всех храмов Шрилы Гурудева.
I know only 2 person, like Yashodanandan Prabhu and Gopinath Prabhu, who give whole heart and help to Srila Gurudev build the temple.
И Шрила Гурудев назвал холм в Навадвипе Парикраме, где алтарный холл Яшоданандан.
That time Gurudev was, when the Navadvipa temple was built, he called this whole temple room. Yashodanandan hall.
Духовная жизнь,
One second, Damayanti, can you just come slightly closer to the microphone? So we
Okay.
can, yeah, thank you.
духовная жизнь — это командная работа на основе любви.
The spiritual life, it is like team building, based on love and affection.
И Шрила Гурудев не давал возможность возвести свою самадхи, пока не возвели самадхи для Шрилы Тривикрама Госвами Махараджа.
And we seen when Gurudev entered into samadhi, his samadhi not was developed constructions before when the samadhi of Trivikram Maharaj was not built.
Как только было возведено это самадхи, разрешили строительство самадхи Гурудева.
When samadhi of Srila Trivikram Maharaj was ready, then Srila Gurudev samadhi construction was started.
А также Шрила Тривикрама Госвами Махарадж сказал преданным: у нас вера друг в друга намного больше, чем ваша вера в своего гуру.
Also, Srila Trivikram Maharaj used to say that our faith in each other, God brothers, was so strong than your faith in your Shri Guru.
Также старшие вайшнавы говорили о том, что одна душа в трех телах: Шрилы Вамана Госвами Махараджа, Шрилы Тривикрама Госвами Махараджа и Шрилы Гурудева.
Also, every senior Vaishnavas, also Gurudev himself, they are telling that there was like one soul and three bodies.
И также говорится о том, что Гаудия-веданта Самити зиждется на 3 столпах, но я бы хотел сказать на 5 столпах.
This is one soul and three bodies, Srila Gurudev, Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj. Also, they are telling that they are like 3 pillars of Sri Гаудия-веданта Samiti. But actually, I think that there's like 5 pillars.
Шрила Прабхупада, Шрила Парам Гурудев, Шрила Бхакти Прагьяна Кешава Госвами Махарадж, Гурудев, Шрила Вамана Госвами Махарадж и Шрила Тривикрама Госвами Махарадж.
It is Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj.
И взрыв от этого сотрудничества, огромный цунами Бхакти прошел по всему миру.
By their friendship was a huge tsunami for whole world.
В России есть такая пословица: быть ли тебе генералом зависит от того, кто у тебя жена.
In Russia, there is some kind of Russian proverb. If the soldier can become a general, yeah, if he have a good wife.
Офицер. И я могу доказать это примером мы все знаем историю о Туласи Деви, как дочь царя Дхармараджа и его жены Мадхави, и демона Шанхасуры.
And also there is some nice story about Tulasi Devi. She was a daughter of
Шанхасуры.
She was the wife of Shankasura.
No, wife Madhavi и демон Шанхасура.
She was a daughter of
Dharmaraj father, Madhavi mother.
Her mother was Madhavi.
And husband, demon.
And she have a husband, demon, Shankarasura.
И никто не мог победить Шанкарасуру, пока была Туласи верна ему.
Shankarasura was uncrushable.
И он захватил полубогов, и полубоги уже боялись. Никто ему не мог оказать сопротивления.
No one can defeat him, even the demigoddess, because she was like so. She is so worshipped to him, so honored him.
Насколько важен тыл?
So this is very important of your background.
И также ни одно поклонение не будет принято быть полностью законченным без Туласи.
And even all of our worshiping not will be finished without Tulasi.
Таким образом, Шрила Прабхупада, написав около 400 писем Шриле Гурудеву, Шриле Вамана Госвами Махараджу, Шриле Парам Гурудеву, Шриле Тривикраму Госвами Махараджу, показывает о том, что подобно Туласи наша Гуру Варга стояла в тылу и помогала той успешной проповеди Шрилы Прабхупады, являлась источником вдохновения.
So like this we see that Srila Prabhupada writes so many letters to Srila Gurudev, to Srila Param Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Trivikram Maharaj.
И центром всей этой проповеди, центром среди этих великих гуру, вайшнавов проявляется Шрила Гурудев, как юга-ачарья.
He showed his connection with them, and by this friendship we also seen that Gurudev became like a center of their preaching group.
И он впервые в истории распространяет Рагануга Бхакти по всему миру.
And what he did, he just distribute freely Raganuga Bhakti for whole world.
Поэтому это столетие, которое сейчас происходит, Шрилы Вамана Госвами Махараджа, Шрилы Гурудева, а также 125-летие Шрилы Прабхупады, это один большой праздник для всех 5 гуру, потому что это командная работа, командное служение.
As they have a team, preaching team, this is centennial year actually showing to us that like they're all close to each other, and this year centennial of Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, also Srila Prabhupada is like 125 years.
И также очень важно в нашей жизни служить и взаимодействовать с преданными. Если мы не будем брать с них пример и развивать взаимоотношения, например, Яшодананда Прабху объединил под своей программой всех преданных, без всякого деления, это очень важно.
And also they're showing to us how to that this is important to have friendship. Like we see now Yashodananda Prabhu doing this wonderful program where devotees is coming and open their hearts and remember of Srila Gurudev.
Если мы не научимся этому, мы не сможем повторять, мы будем только повторять Намапарадху.
If we will not do like this, we will be chant on the Namaparadha.
Я вспоминаю историю в Навадвипе, когда пришел Гурудеву, это было около 5 часов вечера, и договорился с ним и с Мадхавом Махараджем о том, что Гурудев пойдет на Харикатху, а я приберу его комнату.
In this case, I remember one story when it was also in Navadvip one time, and I came to Srila Gurudev, and I just discussed with him that I will clean his room, and Gurudev was ready to go to give class.
И Мадхав Махарадж сказал: мы уйдем, но я не буду закрывать комнату, она будет приоткрыта. И ты зайдешь, уберешь, а потом захлопнешь этот замок.
Madhav Maharaj just give me instructions that he will not close the door. You just come inside, will clean, then after that you will close the door when you finished.
И я сидел и ждал, и когда Гурудев пошел, вокруг него было много преданных, которые хотели служить ему, были севаки.
I just sitting there and wait. Srila Gurudev was surrounding other devotees, Sevaka, so they are just going with him.
И я кого-то не знал, и поэтому думал, что они новенькие, и немножко так свысока, с ложным эго смотрел на них.
Maybe I don't know someone of them, and I think maybe they're just neophyte. So I just was a little like ego inside of me.
И когда они выходили, один из новеньких преданных увидел, что дверь открыта, и он ее захлопнул.
So when they came out from Bhajakutir of Gurudev, this one of which I think new devotee, he just closed the door.
И я подбежал к Мадхаву Махараджу и сказал, а Мадхав Махарадж ответил: что сделано, то сделано. Я знаю, что Мадхва Махарадж никогда не возвращается назад.
So I just ran to Madhav Maharaj, explained everything, but Madhav Maharaj said, what's do what's do. So he has never come back.
И я сел напротив двери, расстроился и заплакал.
So I sit in front of the door, I just so upset and I started to cry.
Тогда я понял, что служение – это огромный дар от Шри Гуру. И оно будет тогда, когда все севаки будут довольны тобой и дадут на это благословение.
And then I realized that service, this is such a gift. Then when you receive all blessings for all Srila Gurudev Sevakas, all devotees, you can be successful in this.
И что каждого севака нужно почитать с огромной любовью и почтением.
So that everyone should be honored with love and affection.
Как только это понимание проявилось у меня в сердце, снизу поднялся Двиджа Кришна Прабху.
And I just think about this after my mind, like thinking, Dvija Krishna just came to the room.
Invitation in my heart. И он спросил: Кришнадас, ты почему плачешь?
And he asked me, oh Krishnadas, why are you crying?
Я объяснил ситуацию.
I explained to him what's happened.
Он сказал: не проблема, у меня есть запасной ключ, и он открывает мне дверь.
Then he told me, oh, this is no problem. I have another one key, and he has opened the door for me.
Это еще раз доказало именно эту мысль о том, что мы должны, пока все не будет улажено среди севаков, мы не добьемся успеха и удачи в служении. Это очень важно. Однажды
in this situation was like revealed to me that this is really true. We have to honor everyone, then will be success.
Когда мне удавалось сделать массаж Шриле Гурудеву, и я могу поделиться тем, что делая массаж Шриле Гурудеву со старшими вайшнавами, мы все впадали в какой-то транс. Происходило, как будто бы погружались на Галоку Вриндавана. Мы не находились в этом мире, как происходило какое-то чудо.
When I received a chance to make massage for Srila Gurudev, and when we do this massage with senior devotees, it was like a trance. You're going so deep out of this world.
И Гурудев, это неописуемое ощущение умиротворения, покоя, сладости, блаженства. И мы как будто время остановилось.
The atmosphere was so peaceful, so sweet. It seems like the time is just stopped.
И Гурудев всегда считал себя слугой перед нами и всеми преданными, которым он проповедовал, но он никогда не считал себя гуру.
And Srila Gurudev never think that he is guru. He is thinking that he is servant of everyone.
Для Гурудева не было важно, какое ты служение делаешь. Для Гурудева было важно, в каком настроении делается служение.
And mood of Gurudev was, doesn't matter what the service you are doing to him. Most important, the mood. In which mood you doing service for him.
Однажды я пришел на массаж к Шриле Гурудеву, и Шрила Гурудев собрались также преданные. Из них был один русский преданный, он мне стал рассказывать о том, что он все время делает массаж Шрилу Гурудева, что Гурудев зависит от его массажа, что это как бы для него важно, и у него немножко такая высокомерная была позиция.
And one time, also when I came to make massage for Gurudev for this service, it was in Vrindavan. There also was one Russian Prabhu, and he just started, when we wait for Srila Gurudev, he just started to tell to me that Gurudev depends from his massage, that he is doing nice massage, this and that. So his mood was like this.
И Гурудев перед массажем глубоко посмотрел каждому массажисту в глаза.
When Gurudev came before massage, he watched deeply in each eyes of each devotee, very deep.
И этому преданному, который русский был, хвастался, он сказал: чело, чело.
And this devotee who is just speaking with me before, he said, "Chalo, chalo."
И он не стал давать делать массаж, пока его не прогнал.
So Gurudev not giving permission to start massage, and he wait when these devotees will go away.
Когда он ушел, мне досталось мы делали, я на одну ногу и он. Когда он ушел, мне добавился бонус 2 ноги массировать.
So when these devotees have to go, I received 2 feet. Before I shared with him, 1 feet was for me, another feet was for him.
С другой стороны, каждый преданный, если я замечал такое качество у Гурудева, если кто-то сделает хотя бы маленькое служение Шрили Гурудеву, Шрила Гурудев несоизмерно был благодарен этой личности, которая оказала ему какое-то служение.
And from other side, I saw like Gurudev have quality, such a quality that even you doing some small service to Gurudev, Gurudev was so pleased and he so appreciate this service to him.
Также еще один случай был в Малайзии. Была Вьясапуджа Шрилы Гурудева в Малайзии, и Мадху Махарадж предложил огонь, Браджанат Прабху предложил огонь, воду, цветы. И дальше стояли саньяси, которые должны были предлагать. И Гурудев среди толпы остановил и позвал меня на сцену. Я пришел на сцену, и дали мне огонь. И я начал предлагать перед саньяси огонь, воду, цветы. И
And also I remember one story with Gurudev. It was Malaysia, his Vyasa Puja, and that particular time when Madhu Maharaj doing puja, then Brajanath Prabhu, then should be there stay senior Vaisnavas, our Sannyasigan. So and Gurudev just stopped before they should do some puja for Gurudev, the Sannyasigan. Gurudev stopped at the time.
We need to start bringing it to a close, Didi.
Gurudev, they stop and he asked that this is
offer it.
parphernalia with ghee, lampad, should give to Krishna Das. He pointed him, Gurudev pointed Krishna Das, before sannyasi.
И я начал предлагать, и постепенно до меня стало доходить о том, что я нахожусь в неудобном положении, это нарушение этикета. И я замешкался, когда уже предлагал цветы, и остановился, я замер.
So when I receive all this...
Didi, we just need to start wrapping it up, okay? Time.
Oh, time, already time. Все, закончилось время. But...
Finish the story.
Заканчиваем.
Couple of minutes,
Okay.
no problem.
И Гурудев...
Okay, he's Krishna Das, when he received this, he was like shocked a little bit. He do something, and when he takes some flowers to make pushpa to Gurudev, he thinking this is not the right position because it should be some sannyasi before like this. He was stopped and shocked, and Gurudev just take from him hand this pushpa, these flowers, and put on his feet himself.
Этим самым он показал, что даже если у нас нет квалификации, он все равно нам поможет это сделать.
And he just show that even we haven't qualification, he will do everything himself.
Время, могу чуть-чуть взять Дамаянти время?
Can he take a little my time that finished what he want to say?
Sure.
И также Шрила Гурудев рассказывал, что у стоп истинного вайшнава, истинного гуру, все стрессы, все проблемы этого мира уходят. Когда я слушал Харикатху, я подумал: о, Гурудев, так много стресса я привез из России сюда, в Индию. Наверное, так быстро не пройдет. И уже к вечеру я понял, что меня уже не волнуют проблемы, которые у меня были в России. Никакого стресса нет, я очень счастливый человек.
Also, I remember like Gurudev used to say, then when you sitting under the lotus feet of Shri Guru Sadhu, then all your disturbance, all your problems will leave you. And I was that time like so much pressure, problems, and business, this and that. So, and I think maybe this is not from like about me, Gurudev, but after some time I understand that it's really like this. So all problems, all disturbance just leave my heart.
Шрила Гурудев называл не учениками, а сыновьями и дочерями. Это особая любовь, это особое отношение, как в семье. Это очень важно.
And Srila Gurudev called all his disciples not like disciples. He is always used to say, "My dear darling daughters and sons."
И я хочу сказать последнее наставление Гурудева, которое слышал от него.
And they just want to say what I heard from Gurudev from his last time.
Также одно из наставлений есть в Supreme Treasure, где Шрила Гурудев обращается к ученикам Прабхупады и говорит, Шри Гуру никогда не умирает.
Also, this is instructions we all can read and books of Supreme Treasure, where is discussion of Srila Gurudev and Srila Swami Prabhupada, and where Srila Gurudev is telling that Shri Guru is never die, never.
И вы не должны ставить личные какие-то интересы выше других. Вы никогда не ссорьтесь.
There not should be any selfish interest, and you should not quarrel with each other.
Пожалуйста, никогда не ссорьтесь.
Please not quarrel.
А также это было в 2009 году, я пришел на Даршан Гурудеву с Хармараджем Прабху из России.
Also in 2009 on Kartik, I came to Srila Gurudev for darshan with my good brothers from Russia.
И мы хотели профинансировать книгу Supreme Treasure.
And we just want to give some money for this book, Supreme Treasure.
И Гурудев отказал эти деньги вкладывать в книгу.
And Gurudev denied this money. He don't want to take that.
Я сказал, Гурудев, но это же ведь это незначительная книга, она не нужна.
And Gurudev said, this is nothing book, no need this book.
Я сказал, Гурудев, но это же ведь моя Гуру Сева.
Then I told Gurudev, this is my Guru Seva.
Гурудев закрыл глаза и сказал, Гуру Сева.
Then Gurudev closed his eyes and he just said, Guru Seva.
Он помолчал еще какое-то время, минуту, может быть, и сказал, Гуру Сева.
Then 5 minutes, maybe he,
No,
1 minute, he is not speaking anything. Then again he said, Guru Seva.
Дальше он произнес, мое сердце горит, как огонь, огонь разлуки по моему Гурудеву, и я уже не могу это терпеть.
My heart is burning by separation mood to my Gurudev, and I cannot tolerate this.
Я хочу отдать все, что имею, ради одного, быть у лотосных стоп своего Гурудева.
I just want to give up everything what I have, just to be with my Gurudev.
Потом он посмотрел мне в глаза и сказал, в это время находился Мадхва Махарадж в комнате.
Then he deeply looked in my eyes, and that time also was Madhva Maharaj in room.
Он сказал, между мной и Мадхва Махараджем нет никаких различий.
He just tell me, between me and Madhva Maharaj, no difference.
Повторил 3 раза.
And he repeat for 3 times.
Потом помолчал какое-то время и сказал, следуя Мадхва Махараджу, ты получишь то же самое бхакти, что следуешь мне.
After that, he is just not saying anything like 1 minute or something. After that, he said, if you will follow to Madhva Maharaj, you will receive the same bhakti as following me.
И повторил 3 раза.
And again, repeat for 3 times.
Мадхва Махарадж покраснел и убежал из комнаты.
Madhva Maharaj became red and he just came out from room.
Еще одна история я хочу вспомнить, когда в Бразилии мы сидели с Гурудевами, повторяли Харинам возле бассейна.
And also I remember one story when we sit in Brazil with Gurudev near to swimming pool.
От Гурудева исходило огромное блаженство и счастье.
From Gurudev was so like peaceful, so happiness, ananda.
Это было очень прекрасное,
It was amazing feeling.
да. И сын Сундарананды Прабху подошел, и Гурудев сказал: что ты делаешь, ты не видишь, что я очень серьезно занят.
At the time, the Sundarananda Prabhu's son came, and Gurudev just replied to him, "What you doing? What you doing? I just busy."
И он сказал: я принес вам воды, но Гурудев сказал: я не хочу пить.
And the boy just tell Gurudev, "I bring water for you." Gurudev replied, "I don't want to drink water."
И тогда он опять стал повторять Харинам. Я закрыл глаза и вдруг услышал, как Гурудев сказал: о, да, Мадхав Махарадж, да, я хочу coconut.
Then Gurudev again started to chant Harinam, and after some times I heard Gurudev start to tell, "Oh, Madhav Maharaj, yes, I want coconut."
Я могу немножко дальше продолжить, сколько там, минут 5, или передать Дамаянти, сколько времени у Дамаянти остается. Окей. Однажды в Москве, однажды в Одессе Шрила Гурудев собирался на Харикатху.
Once, one memory in Odessa festival when Gurudev should come for evening Harikatha.
И я спросил Гурудев: вы идете на Харикатху? И Гурудев пожал плечами и сказал, как Мадхав Махарадж скажет.
I come to Srila Gurudev and ask Gurudev, "Are you going to Harikatha?" Gurudev just shown like this and point to Madhav Maharaj as he will tell.
И я спросил Мадхав Махараджа. Мадхав Махарадж сказал: мы не пойдем на Харикатху, но ты пойди на Харикатху и скажи Падманабхи Махараджу, что мы придем через 30 минут. Будем. Пусть они начинают сейчас Харикатху, вот, проводят, и что Гурудев придет посмотреть, как происходит программа.
So Madhav Maharaj just tell me, Gurudev will not go for Harikatha. You just go and say to Padmanabha Maharaj that he should start the class.
И тогда, но не говори, что Гурудев не придет на Харикатху.
But not tell that Gurudev will not come for Harikatha.
И в этот день была программа. И когда программа закончилась, мы открыли дверь из этого кинотеатра, где происходила Харикатха, программа. Был шторм. Этот шторм закончился, и воды было по колено. Когда Мадхав Махарадж говорил эти вещи, ничто не предвещало огромного шторма. Была ясная солнечная погода.
It's a day when Madhav Maharaj just told me that Gurudev will not come, was so sunshine, nice weather, but after the class was starting, after 30 minutes was so storm, so much rain, like in Govardhan Lila, too much storm.
Однажды в Москве не состоялся фестиваль, это было 2010 год, и приехало около 500 преданных. А фестиваль не состоялся, организовывала группа Прем-Прайоджана. Шрила Гурудев меня попросил расселить всех преданных и помочь организовать фестиваль этот заново и взять под свое руководство.
The last festival Srila Gurudeva in Moscow 2010, there was some problem with the group of Prem-Prayojana, they arranged festival, organizing festival, and there was a problem, and about like 400 devotees just be out of everything, no place, there was on the street, no place to sleep, eat, and like this.
И их окружила полиция, и мне пришлось решать вопросы с полицией, с администрацией района, с мэром города.
That time police came, also like government, mayor of that place, like this.
Мы искали автобусы, нашли хостелы, куда селить преданных. И осталось только объявить преданным. А это было очень шумно. И когда я подумал и тихонько сказал: пожалуйста, все встаньте в ряд, и меня не было слышно для самого себя, но тут же стала тишина, и все преданные встали в ряд.
And we find some place like hostels for devotees where they can stay, and I just thinking, because there was so many devotees, how I will say to them, please stay that we can arrange everything for you. And I just said very soft pronunciation for myself, to repeat from myself.
И это была такая мощь от Шрилы Гурудева. Я почувствовал, что все идет именно под руководством Шрилы Гурудева. И преданные стали говорить: вот сейчас приедет Гурудев, Мадхав Махарадж, Браджанат Прабху, сейчас все получится.
But actually they listened to me, and it was like power from Gurudev, and everyone, they just started to listen, and they have a hope that Gurudev will come and festival will be held actually.
Мы искали новое место, и помогая преданным, и реорганизовывая заново фестиваль, мы с Таруни Диди не ели, не спали 3 суток.
And for 3 days we not eat, not sleep, and we trying to find a new place for the festival. This Taruni Didi.
Таруни Диди в то время была новая преданная, у нее не было понимания сиддханты.
Taruni Didi was like new at the time.
And cannot understand Сиддханта. И она очень волновалась о том, что она не повторяет Гайтри и Харинам. И я сказал: позвони Гурудеву, дал телефон, чтобы она связалась через Браджанатха Прабху, и скажи Кришнадаса, она хорошо знает английский, что Кришнадаса беспокоит о том, что он 3 дня не ел, не повторяет Харинам, не Гайтри, некогда полностью занят служением преданным, для того, чтобы организовать фестиваль.
So she's so worried because they not chant Harinam, Gayatri mantras, they're just doing the service. And Krishna Das told to her, because she is very nice speaking English, and he said, you just call to Gurudev and just ask that Krishna Das is so worried that he is not chanting Harinam and Diksha, and so she did so.
И Гурудев ответил: пожалуйста, передай Кришнадасу, пусть не волнуется. Это самое лучшее для него время. За него сам Господь Нитьянанда повторяет Харинам и Гайатри мантри. Он еще никогда так чисто не получал такие заслуги от повторения.
And Gurudev just replied, just tell to Krishnadas, please don't worry, because when you're not chanting at this time, Nityananda Prabhu himself chanting for you, so you chanting your name purely.
And Gayatri mantra.
And Gayatri mantra also.
И последнее, я спросил у Гурудева, что такое чистая бхакти. Гурудев, объясните мне простым языком, я не понимаю, что такое как понять шлоку Аньякхи Лашита Шуньям.
The last words I want to say, I just asked Gurudev, oh Gurudev, I completely foolish, I don't know anything. Just explain to me, what does it mean? Anyabilashita Shunyam Shloka, what is pure bhakti?
Гурудев нагнулся ко мне внимательно и сказал: тот, кто объединяет всех и будет не считаться со своими личными желаниями, он обладает бхакти, именно чистым бхакти. Тот, кто будет всех объединять, не считаясь со своими желаниями, он обладает чистым бхакти.
So Gurudev just
и в нем
looked at
проявляется
me
чистая бхакти.
very deeply.
Он говорит, это так просто.
He said, this is very easy.
Very simple.
Very simple. The devotee who just united everyone.
Тот, кто не считая своими личными желаниями.
Without his selfishness.
В нем уже проявляется чистая бхакти.
In this devotee already pure bhakti.
Ванчакалпатарупешча крипасинку певача патитанам паванипьё вайшнавипьё намо намаха. И Дамаянти тебе.
Sorry, Prabhu, but he also want to say.
Krishnadas's enthusiasm is legendary. One thing thank you so much, Krishnadas. One thing I need to adjust is that you thanked me very much for the seva I'm doing here, but actually it's Yashadari is doing so much seva. Yashadari and I are doing this together. She's fantastic sevak, so I want to honor her because she serves. Not only does she put in so much time, but her mood is always extremely heartfelt. Gurudev is so happy with her. And so I wanted to honor Yashadari for all her amazing seva. One or two people asked in the background, the painting behind, the picture behind you, we can't quite see it. Who's in that picture?
Что это за картина сзади?
This is это картина, которую очень любил Гурудев.
This is a painting Gurudev was seen and he liked it so much.
Он
This,
написал русский художник.
this is a Russian artist, disciple of Srila Gurudev.
И он показал Гурудеву эту картину.
He showing to Gurudev this picture.
Когда Гурудев дает, Прабхупада просит Гурудева помочь им в
The
последнем
last
наставлении
meeting
Прабхупады.
when Prabhupada asking for help for Western devotees.
It's that one that Bhagavad Maharaj has that story about. Wow.
Да, и Гурудев,
Wow. Wow.
и
Amazing.
Гурудев сказал, что нужно поменять в этой картине, какой был Гурудев, что добавить, что убавить у
And
Прабхупады.
Gurudev just make a point what's need to change on this.
Beautiful. Can you take a picture of that and send it to me, and I'll share it with the group?
Okay, он просит
Beautiful.
фотографию.
Yes.
We will
И
do.
этот художник дорисовал ее по наставлению Гурудева.
So after that, this is artist. He changed everything what Gurudev was told to him.
Okay. So Damayanti, thank you so much for all the translation, by the way. I know translation is quite tiring. So we
I'm
really
sorry,
appreciate-
my English pure.
No, you did really well. And although I can't understand Russian, just the intonation and the voice of Krishnadas, I know I can feel his commitment and enthusiasm. And I particularly loved the part when he was talking about the relationships between Tripikam Maharaj and Vaman Maharaj and Gurudev. Very, very special. And also how Gurudev saw himself as a servant. I remember in 1996 when I was in America in Badger, although he was such an extraordinary guru, everything I could feel and sense that all the accolade, all the honor that he was receiving, he was immediately giving to his guru. He would not take any, he was a thief of our hearts, yes, but he wouldn't take anything for himself, nothing for himself. Very, very beautiful. So Krishnas, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
beautiful Pushpanjali. And we'll now move over to Damayanti, who's going to offer her Pushpanjali. Damayanti met the devotees through her father in 1996, met Gurudev in 2008, took Harinam very quickly in the same year, and Diksha in 2009, and also helped Krishnadas with all his festivals. And we know you to be a wonderful Sevak. So Damayanti, we're very warmly welcoming you and look forward to your Pushpanjali. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Namagyami Kimirande Syagyanansana Shalataya Chaksharam Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pandum Vangayate Girin Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarine. I'm offering my Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of my beloved Srila Gurudev, Nityaleo Pravishtam Vishnupada Ashtatarashata Shishimat, Bhaktivedanta, Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaja, also to my dear Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj, also to our Guru Parampara, Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all devotees who is here, headed by Yashodanandan Prabhu, all the seniors who I know, all my brothers, sisters, and thank you so much that you've given some opportunity to speak. Actually, I'm a very shy person. For me, it's like changing today, and I just want to first of all to say thank you so much for this great online festival. I listen every week. This is amazing. Thank you for organizing this festival. Shadanandan Prabhu, Yeshadhari Didi, who singing, Radhika, my dear sweet sister, also Ramananda Prabhu, and also all speakers who speaking here and who listen this wonderful festival of Srila Gurudev, remembrance Srila Gurudev. So I haven't any qualification to say something, but I remember the remembrance of Sudevi, Didi, Kishori Mohan and Sudevi, when they giving class for Russian devotees, she's remembered like there was on the Fiji, 1999, when Gurudev giving class and just finished his class, he asked Sudevi, you just repeat what I saying. And she said, oh, Gurudev, I cannot repeat. Gurudev said, why not? You know, like small baby just telling goo goo, gaga. And the parents are so happy to hear this. So I want that you repeat. So I just want to say goo goo today, or maybe goo only, that Gurudev will be pleased. So when I was 11 or 10, my father came to Krishna consciousness movement, and he tell me that Krishna is my best friend and well-wisher, and he is Supreme Personality Godhead. So I just can speak with him because he is situated in my heart. I can chant his name like this. So and at that time I go into ISKCON temple with my father, and I just like don't like so much rules and regulation, especially when you're growing up. So for me it was very difficult. And also when I saw the Murti of Srila Prabhupada, I just thinking, oh, he is amazing person. And I just thinking, who is he actually? What the personality he is? And what the difference between other sannyasi who are sitting on this asana and speaking some Harikatha also. So he was so shining, so sweet, so amazing for me. I just want to know. And one time also, I like just saw the movie of Gopal Krishna, and I like the part of this movie when Krishna meeting the Radha and the Rasa dance also. And after movie, I just came out and I see the picture where Julan Yatra Krishna sitting with Radha, and I just thinking to myself, why is Krishna is God himself? Why he is Supreme Personality Godhead? Why he cannot be my boyfriend or my beloved like this? I thinking. So when I came to Gurudev, I actually understand all the things from his Harikatha, from his books. Then I can receive this mood, Vraja mood, what Gurudev was distributed. My father met Gurudev in 2004. That time I was like, maybe I will wait for 30. Then when I was 30 years old, I will really practice, because for me it was very difficult. Then Gurudev came to life of my father. My father started to call me to meet with Gurudev, like, you have to go to meet with him. He is so beautiful. He is not originally, his eyes is blue, his skin like gold, and this and that. So, and one time when he went to Parikrama 2005 and back, he and back from Parikrama come to me and said, you know, you're just busy for nothing. You sitting here, spend your time. Gurudev, you know what's told Gurudev? He told that million lifetimes and thousand years you have to spend before then you're coming now to me and sitting with me. So you have to be not busy for nothing, my father told me. So I think, you know, this is powerful, so nice. So when in 2008, my father told me, you know, you just need to go to meet with Gurudev. Just meet, no need for initiation, just relax, because was like Black Sea sort. Just meet with him, nothing else needed. And I think, okay, this is nice, this I can do. And I also want to meet with Gurudev actually. So when I came for this festival was arranged by Krishnadas Prabhu, when Gurudev came for first time and he is entered, there was like cinema hall, and there was so many devotees, like 600 devotees or something like that. So I stay, and Gurudev enter, and he going to the stage. When I see him for first time, I began to cry, and I feeling, oh, I just spent so much time. I feeling like doubter, naughty doubter. He spent like in clubs or something like this, disco, something like this. I feeling in my heart, and I crying that I just finally came to sweet home. Was my feeling. And then there was some Russian darshan on that festival, so it was nice weather, sunshine, and the devotees arranged some sofa for Gurudev. It was like out of the building. So we sitting in front of Gurudev, and Gurudev was so fragrant, so amazing, and the beats was like around him was so nice. And this is actually Taruni Didi, who helped Krishna Das Prabhu in Moscow. So she that time asked to Gurudev for Diksha initiation, and I feeling shame in my heart, like, I'm not asking for initiation. My father just put my name on the list because I don't want to make initiation. So I feeling a little shame. And then she asked, "What's to do, Gurudev?" She don't know what to do. Like, go to ashram with Shimarani Didi, or she have some boyfriend, and what she should do. Then Gurudev replied, I don't want that my daughters was suffering in their relationship, like with husband. If husband will help you in Krishna consciousness, then it should be good relationship. His reply like this, and when I heard this, I was so amazed. Wow, Gurudev is so sweet, so careful, so amazing. This was like for me very important to hear. And I just want to say, Gurudev used to tell that Guru is like Krishna, who is Krishna when he is dancing on that rasa dance. Gopi are like feeling that Krishna dancing only with her, so she is so happy. And Gurudev is told that Guru also like this. So each and every disciple can feel in the heart that Guru love the disciple a lot. This is really true because I just came 2008, but I feel in this love and affection. And how it was, like when you have a big family, everyone is so take care, like senior devotees, sannyasis, senior god brother, sister, everyone is so lovely. Like Radhika Didi, when we dancing to singing for us because we have some problem, and like in Kartik, we dance for Gurudev, Russian girls dancing. So, and music was actually not nice, and Radhika singing, and I know Gurudev was so pleased that we cooperate with each other. So like this, I feel in love and affection from everyone in our beautiful family like this. And also, when I came for the Kartik for first time, 2009, we came before Kartik started, and that time Gurudev was arrested before Kartik on Govardhan and Giridhari Gaudiya Math. So we came with my father, and we just wait because Gurudev like rested a little bit. So like 4 o'clock Indian time, he came for chanting Harinam with Brajanath Prabhu. The place where is the lotus, he's like this place so much. And at that time I asked for Diksha because for me it was very important to ask from him, and also I asked what means Diksha actually. So my father not coming close to Gurudev, and at that time I cannot speak properly English. I cannot say anything. I just saw Gurudev, and I cannot say anything to him like, Gurudev, thank you so much, even like this. I don't know, it's something stopping myself inside of me. So one devotee from Canada, Sachinanda Prabhu, he translated for me. And Gurudev asked, where is your father? But I not tell that I come from with my father also. I said, Gurudev, he's here. My father was like walking, whereas Premananda Prabhu usually cooking for parikrama in that place. So Gurudev called him, and my father came, and Gurudev said that Diksha actually is very, very important. This is more important than marriage even. You should know this. So I don't understand this like deeply, but now I see that really Gurudev is like so important in our life. More when devotees are sharing, like they forget everything when they see Gurudev, and that they have some relationship like mother, father, husband, this and that. So it was like this. And one more darshan was, we stay for the darshan, and I was in a line, and one my sister, she bring like a wood padaka to Gurudev, and I was behind of her. She just put this padaka, and at that moment Gurudev just put in his feet on that padaka. So, and like I was next to her, I have a chance to touch his lotus feet. For me, it was very important. And I put the garland on Gurudev, but I cannot stable properly, like moving like this. And when I put the garland on Gurudev of his head, I touch his shikha, and I think, oh my God, I was so ashamed. But actually, this is touching, very important for remembering for my heart. And I just want to say, Gurudev used to say, like, I am so close to you more than air what you're breathing. It was so inspiring for me also. Yeah, when not so long time ago, Bridgenath Prabhu gave class for Russian devotees, and he just asked me, you know, Damayanti, what does it mean? These words of Gurudev, more close than air what you breathe. I said, no, I don't know. Bridgenath Prabhu said, Gurudev used to say that he is more close than air what you breathe, because when air will leave you, when you will leave your body, at that time the air will leave you, but I never leave you. So he said like this. I also want to know Gurudev more and more, like he is making this relationship and give eagerness to be with him, to serve him. And when I heard from Krishnadas Prabhu, he said to him, please tell to all my disciples, all my darling daughters and sons, that I never leave them, and I will take care of them like Swamiji take care of his disciples. So like this was so powerful for me, and it gives out hope, because I was, when Gurudev is like physically, we cannot see him right now, but I know that he is here. He is just wearing the hat, invisible, and we can see him, invisible hat, like this. And that since that time, like Gurudev departure, entering to Nitya Lila, Gurudev gives so much by his disciples, senior Vaisnavas. They bring me to lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj and support me so much. So and also Krishna Das Prabhu came to my life, and we spent with Madhu Maharaj some time with Brajanath Prabhu, Vrinda Didi. They engage in us to help. And I seen like Gurudev, nothing is changed. We just can't see him, but actually he is always present everywhere, and each heart of his darling daughters and son. And when we discuss, I remember him, this darshan, his sweetness is coming, and you just getting these sweets and sweets remember, and he became more close and close. Even I don't know him, but when listen this is Ananda is coming to the heart. And one of I want to say, like from Madhu Maharaj, also Gurudev used to say that he is just Madhu Maharaj calling Srila Gurudev like heart stealer. So Gurudev used to say, I just come into you, take your heart, put in my pocket, and I go into another place. So by this section, like Krishna is stealing butter, Gurudev is stealing heart. Stealing heart is like he make everything easy for us. When you remember your beloved, then you can think about him. Even this is difficult sometimes, but actually, if your heart belongs to Gurudev, then you're thinking about him, you want to do something, and this is easy because you don't need to do any effort. You already belong to him, and everyone is telling, oh, this is my Gurudev, this is my Gurudev. This is really true by his causeless mercy that he is doing like this. So I'm very fortunate that I have such a sweet, such a nice family. And I want to finish the word of Gurudev. He used to say that we have to follow the gopis. What the gopis are doing? He is like wake up in early morning, and they're just thinking how I can meet with Krishna. And they're like doing their duties, and then what they're doing, they're going to Giriraj Govardhan, and there they meet each other, starting remember Krishna. So we have to do like this. We have to come to Mandir or Namahata, meet with the devotees, and remember our Gurudev and how we can serve to Gurudev and how we can please him. Then Gurudev must be pleased. Vanchakau Patarupyascha Kripasinhupiavacha Patitanam Pavamukyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Thank you so much.
Gurudev has the most, you're right, Damayanti, Gurudev has the most beautiful family, and you are an example of that beauty in that family. And he would often joke that he loves his darling daughters more than his darling sons. So when we listen to you, we understand exactly why he says this.
Thank you so much.
One suggestion: why don't you and Krishnadas organize a program like this in Russia for the Russians?
We organize, but not big program. And also we heard that Mahavir Maharaj also organizing this program, and Russian devotees also.
Oh, okay, great. So it's already happening. Wonderful. Thank you both so much for your offerings.
Thank you so much.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Didi and everyone.
Dandavat.
Jai Gurudev.
So we're going to zoom over to Vrindavan now, where we'll finish with Srimati Shasikala Didi, a very special lady who joined ISKCON at the end of January 1977. And she took Harinam on the 11th of November 1977. For those of you who know your history, that's only 3 days before Srila Prabhupada left his body on the 14th of November 1977. She's done a lot of book distribution and Sankirtan and Puja Seva. And in 1992, Srila Prabhupada revealed a dream of Srila Gurudev to her before she'd met Srila Gurudev. And in 93, she spoke to Shamarani about Gurudev and met him that year and took Diksha before Gurudev came to the West on the 7th of January, 1996. And she's been under Srila Gurudev's guidance living in Vrindavan for the last 25 years. So we're very, very, very lucky to hear the Pushpanjali of Srimati Shasikala Didi. Welcome, very warm welcome, Didi, and I hand over to you. Sorry we're a little bit late, by the way. Hare Krishna.
No harm. I'd like to offer my pranam to all of you. Can you hear me properly?
Very well, very good.
Thank you so much. So welcome to Sri Vrindavan Dham, to everyone who is listening and listening today. First of all, I offer my unlimited, most grateful obeisances at the lotus feet of my Sri Harinam Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishnam Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, my Prabhupada, the 7 month of most grateful obeisances in the lotus feet of my Diksha Guru, Bhajan Guru, and life and soul, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, our eternal well-wisher, Srila Gurudev, to all Rupanuga Guru Varga, all Vaishnavi, and past, present, and future, my Dandavat Pranam, my most affectionate Pranam from Sri Vrindavan. It's the first time I'm coming online, so you please excuse me. I'm not acquainted with speaking also. I'm not really a speaker. But I will try to share with you my first impression of meeting with Srila Gurudev. Like Prabhu said, it was 1996. I came to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and I didn't know I was going to stay. I was only planning to be here 6 months. And because Srila Gurudeva Memories had come to Paris when I was head Pujari at that time, and he had invited me to come and meet him also in Bhubaneswar. So I was with him maybe 9 months. But before going to Bhubaneswar, I came to ISKCON Krishna Balam Mandir, and there I spoke with Shamarani Didi that I just met for the first time. And I was telling her, I really want to love Krishna, but I have no idea how to do that. Maya is very strong and it seems impossible. So she gave me the address on the paper and she said, I'm not able to come with you because this is already, sorry, it was 1993. Yeah? So she said, I'm not able to come with you because there are politics already going on and some controversy. So you please go alone and don't tell, keep it secret that I'm sending you. So I first went to Radha Damodar and received the Prasadi Mala of Rupa Goswami and the Pera. And I went to Rup Sanatan, and Gurudev was in his old room upstairs because there was no Gopinath Bhavan that time. It was only Rup Sanatan, 1993, so I repeat. And there they were already, some GBC were already in the room, and Gurudev was describing why Srila Sukadev Goswami didn't reveal actually the details of the Ras Leela. He was telling that there were so Maya, all type of Shruti, all type of people listening to this Bhagavatam. So he didn't get into any details that time. So my first encounter with Gurudev, that I had reached to his lotus feet, and I just said, oh, but Maharaj, you know, when Brahma stole all the calf, then Krishna manifested in all as the gopis. And so actually there was nothing immoral for the gopis to dance with Krishna because actually they were dancing with their own husband. And Gurudev looked at me and said, Acha, I said, I told them that, you know, because few months before Giriraj Swami had come to Paris and he was telling this Leela. So that was my first encounter with him. And then after two meetings, after the second time, there was Goridas. He was in charge of the Gurukul ISKCON at that time. And for the first time, to reciprocate with Gurudev's kindness, he had brought all the Gurukul to do the Radhakund Lila with all the little children, and it was so amazing. Gurudev was sitting there, and it was not a drama going on. Actually, it was, for me, it was just like seeing the Lila of Radhakund. I could not see the children, I just only saw the little gopis and gopas. And this question in my heart always been there, that if we were with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, so how is it possible that we fell from that plane and came and suffered so much in this matter world? What was the need for us to come if we were happy? If even a blade of grass is satisfied for being with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. So why we fell? So no one could ever reply my question. You know, there was so much controversy, the Jiva falls from Vaikuntha, etc. And that at that moment, when I saw this Leela of the Radha Kund with Gurudev sitting there, Gurudev went up in his room and I fell in the ground just crying. And it was my first realization. And I knew it was Gurudev giving me the reply in my heart that actually you were never there. That was very, very clear, because it doesn't seem logical to live such a transcendental plane where everything is just so blissful and come in this world which is filled with miseries. And being in contact with Gurudev, also I got some question, a reply, like, I always thought, why are there some black Krishna and some white Krishna? Why are they doing this? You know, I believed in Krishna, but why is he sometimes white? So to come with Gurudev was like another reply was coming, that, you know, it was Param Gurudev revealed this Vinod Bihari's Rupa, Radha Lingita Vigraham. So this is such a secret, esoteric tadva about Krishna being white, being in complete separation from Radharani, especially in Imlitala. So there was another question which was replied. And then also being in his contact, I had some question coming, like, does Manjaris can fall from the spiritual world? And of course, Gurudev kept on talking to us for 20 years that Manjari will come only if they are sent by Radharani herself and to save the jiva from this maya, you know. So they don't fall down, they always transcendentally situated. So there was another question which was like, he was replying to all my questions, not directly face to face, but during his lectures, and it happened to everybody. Everybody could see, oh yes, Gurudev, oh, I had this question for so many, and he just replied it in lecture, during his class, during Harikatha. So there was always this complete fulfillment of removing all the doubts that we could have about Siddhanta and Tattva, and completely feeling his love, really feeling that he was caring for us. Like Gurudeva told that even if a dog is sent by Swami Maharaj to my door, I will help that dog, you know. And I felt so many times, I felt, yes, I was the little dog, the last dog of my son, of my Prabhupada, because I never met him physically. I met him, he was so transcendental and mystical. He gave me his sport, he gave me some experience of him, and that's why I came to Gurudev. But I could never be with him in his presence. And so always had this heavy weight on my heart, and I was never with my Prabhupada, you know. And then finally Prabhupada gave me Gurudev. So then I was feeling so much protected. And like Damayanti was telling, such a beautiful family, such an amazing like Prabhupada said, he made a house in which the whole world could fit in, and it is absolutely the same with Gurudev. He created this environment of just love and extreme compassion. There was not one day when, I remember one day in his old room in Rup Sanatan, one boy came and he was having curly hair and like, I think he was from Hawaii. I was like really like, and he said to Gurudev, Gurudev, I want to surrender to you, but I have so much lust and attachment. What can I do? And Gurudev looked at him very, very, with love. I was there, we were only three of us, and he looked at him like with his just compassion personified. And he said to him, why don't you just love me? Why don't you just give me all this lust and attachment? And I don't know what happened to this person after that, but Gurudev just was ready to help anyone in any condition. Like I have I'm looking this because a few things were very, in this regard. You know, I was like preaching sometime in Mathura, and I would bring so many policemen to Gurudev, some inspector from the FRO, and Gurudev was so concerned that all his foreign devotees would not have any problem with the FRO, with visa, with the passport. So somewhere or other he used me as an instrument to bring all those people to him. So one day I brought the inspector, principal of that FRO to Gurudev, and LIU actually was the local intelligence unit of Mathura. And he came with his wife, and Madam Maharaj told me, please, you can wait, make him wait for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I said, yes, no problem. So then what happened was, after maybe 20 minutes, then Madam Maharaj let us in, and Gurudev was laying down. He had been sick, actually, I didn't know, because I was not always in Mathura. So Gurudev had been sick, he was on drip. And even in this condition, because he was so much caring for all his disciples, foreigner in India, actually it can be only this reason why. So he let us in, you know, and Gurudev was just laying down like this with the drip in his arm, and I felt like devastated. I thought, oh my God, Madam Maharaj, if you would have told me this, then, you know, you could have phoned me or something, and then I would have postponed. But we could see that Gurudev was just always in a Seva mood, always sacrificing his health. And that's why he was touring. I remember the last time Damayanti was telling this program in Russia, the last program, it had been fire there, and we were so worried that he's going there and it's still so much smoke in the air, how he just had been sick, but then he was going. He was going because he was just absorbed and how to bring as many flowers to Radharani's lotus feet and to engage them in Mahaprabhu's mission. So I like to also speak about surrender, because I experienced two things with Gurudev. One negative, one positive. Is the one year, I can't remember the years because I was not really concentrated on the years. For me, it was like eternal time, always with Gurudev. So, but it was the beginning of Kartik, and it was just the day that my passport had expired. And the FRO inspector had told me I have to go to the embassy, to the French embassy on that day and tell them about my passport. So there I am. Gurudev is going to, I think, Madhuvan. And I'm coming to him and I said, Gurudev, he's in a car. the bus are gonna go, and this Gurudev is sitting in the car, and I'm coming to him, and I said, please, Gurudev, you please excuse me, but today I have to go to Delhi. And Gurudev looked at me and he said, how can I excuse you? It is my parikrama and you're not going to be there. I said, but Gurudev, I am not able to come to the parikrama. I have to go to Delhi. And that time I had no money, so I was going by bus. And he said, I cannot excuse you. So then I just surrendered. I said, but what could I do? So I left. I think I really did make the wrong choice because I went to Delhi. I went to the embassy. It was completely, nothing worked. And when I came back in the evening by the bus, I was so sick in the bus, you don't believe. I had to lay down. And when Gurudev, just I arrived, and it was class, Harikatha. And at that time, at the end, you see, Gurudev was always coming. We were lying up and he would give blessings. He came up to me and he said, how are you? And I understood that if I had been so sick, was not for just because I disobeyed my Gurudev. I didn't trust him. I just trusted the other that I had to do my passport. So that was the thing that I thought. In any case, if Gurudev asked me to surrender in any circumstances, then I will have to surrender. And maybe after some time it was Janmastami, and we used to have one day before the Janmastami, it's just a huge parade, Nam Sankirtan with sometimes elephants, but sometimes horses, and Radha and Krishna, and so many things going on. And I came from Vrindavan, it was raining. And as you know, Gurudev had put me on the Nam Sankirtan. I was there on Nam Sankirtan 12 years. So I came with my mridanga, and I must have banged it in the temple. It was really bad rain. And when I came, I reached to the parikram on the main road of the Holy Gate. Gurudev was in his car, and my mridanga just flop. It was not working, and I was just like, so I went to Gurudev. I saw him and I said, Gurudev, I'm sorry, but I have to go back to the temple. My mridanga is broken. And Gurudev said, you go immediately to this Nam Sankirtan. And that time I said, I have to surrender. So I just went. It was pouring down rain that day. It was really, really great taste. And what I did, the only thing I could do is that they're making the sweet, there is fire. So I was heating up my mridanga with the fire. And at one point, Gurudev was on the chariot, and the rain had stopped. And the Gurudev was like a sunshine in the middle of the street. And when he saw me that I was trying to heat up this mridanga, which was not sounding anymore, Gurudev put out his garland like this, and he just threw it on me, like, okay, today you have surrendered, so you can have my mercy. Yasya Prasad, Bhagavat Prasad, Yasya Prasad, Nagati Kutupi. So in some ways, we just have to try to serve our Gurudev the best ways we can, because we have no much time. But and the road is long. Srila Paman Maharaj told me one day, the road is long and the time is short. So make the best use of it. So that was one thing, and yeah, the first parikrama in Navadvip was hallucinating, actually, because we had never seen such a big pot in the kitchen, 15,000 people, and the pots for cooking were so huge. I literally thought, we are not in this world. Like with Gurudev, everything was transcendental. It was a transcendental adventure. It was not ordinary in any sense. And all those kirtans, we remember Krishna Das and, the Krishna Das Kirtaniya. And it was just we can see that the cream of the world, all the jewels of the world as devotees were surrounding Gurudev. And Gurudev was giving us the cream of cream, the top notch, Unato Jwala Rasam Swabhakti Shayam. Where all those shlokas are coming, you know, Namashrista, Manumapi, Sachiputra, Matraswarupam. You know, Aradyo, Brajeshitanaya, Tadhan, Vrindavan, all these so beautiful, beautiful Tadvasidanta. And that Prabhupada had given us, but really to understand Prabhupada's books, we needed Gurudev to make us understand all these. And the focus of Gurudev was whatever subject he would start, but he would always end up, Tavai Vasmi, Hey Radharani. He was eternal little Manjari of Srimati Radhika, and there is no doubt that he just was. One time, he told to Vrindavan Vilasini, he told her on the roof in Mathura, he said, I want us to all go back in a group. You know, so he wants us to be so loving and so cooperative in this world, so that if we can serve here, if we can at least try to serve here on this planet, we'll be able to be with her in Golok Vrindavan Dham. Or even if we are not able to go to Golok directly, but we can pray, at least we will be going to Bomalila, to some Bomalila. This is what he said. If we can just pray, if we can just constantly be tadatmik with his heart, then we'll be able to melt his heart, and he will say, okay, Chelo to Bomalila, I'm here now. You come to me. So this is our main focus actually, is Rupanuga Bhajan. How beautiful this Julam we had in Rup Sanatan. It was just so amazing, and how we would come to Rupa Goswami Samadhi and being completely absorbed. Yan Kali Rupa. And all these beautiful bhajan, and you would love this prayer, Priya Swarupe, Daita Swarupe, Prema Swarupe, Saja Birupe, Nijana Rupe, Prabhu Karupe, Tata Narupe, Swabilasa Rupe. Everyone knows that it's from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 19th chapter and verse 121. This is Kavikarnapur, glorification of Rupa Goswami. So Gurudev was absorbed in this Rupa and Sanatan, Rupa Raghunath. There was nothing in his heart which was different for that, because that's what he wanted to give. He wanted to give Brajabhav, yes. But the speciality of this Brajabhav, because there are many Brajabhavs here, but they don't all follow Rupa Goswami. So the speciality that Gurudev wanted to give us, it was the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's lineage. And this is pure Rupa Nuga Bhajan. There is no question. So I remember he had given me some instruction to be 15 days in Radhakund and 15 days in Vrindavan, so that I would do Sankirtan in both dham. So that's about 1998 or something. So there was some devotees, they already started going to Babaji's, like Premanidhi and some devotees from US. And she had joined the Anantadas Babaji's club, and I was trying to bring her back, but she didn't want, and there was another girl also. Anyway, so I wrote to Gurudev that, those people, they don't really understand the difference between Rupanuga and what they want to follow now, Janavama, Raghunath Das Goswami. And Gurudev very clearly he wrote back to me, he said, don't waste your time with them. Try to help those who are very sincerely trying to do Rupanuga Bhajan. Don't waste your time with those type of people, but it was very clear that himself, he would not waste so much time with them. So whatever they want to do, if they want to go there or there. But the main thing, if we want to reach to the lotus feet of Gurudev in Bomalila, then we have to be loyal to him now. It's been 10 years that he has gone, and externally gone, but of course, it's not an easy process, no? It's not, but he left us, Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj, it is true, but also he left very early. And actually, Gurudev wants us to be so strong. Like this was one of the first instructions he gave me. He said, I want you to be strong like a mountain. It was in Mathura, and I just went like, I thought I was strong already. I had left 4 sons behind to do bhakti, you know, I had left everything. I came Niskinshan to Vrindavan, Sarvadharmam Parijadam. I tried everything. I thought I was strong. So when he said, I want you to be strong like a mountain, I thought, oh my God, what is left to be done? I had no idea. I thought I had reached somewhere already. But it's true that where are we? We have millions of life of covering, of karma to clear up, and so much stuff, you know, until we raise the Ado Shraddha, Tado Sadhu Sangha, Tato Bhajana Kriya, Nartani Viti, Nishta, Ruchya, Shakti Bhav, and etc. So this cannot be attained by ourselves. I asked Gurudev one time, I said, Gurudev, how long will it take me? It was in Rup Sanatan in his old room. And he said, if you go on your own pace, it will take you. But he said, I am here. I'm here for you. So, like he said one time, he was having all this Harikatha on Guru Tattva, the Mahima of Mahat Sadhu Sangha. And he was explaining that one who comes to him and surrender. And he was giving the example of Bibhishan, who was the brother of Ravana. So at the first, Hanuman objected, oh, he may be a spy. Prabhu, please, don't accept him. But Ram said, no, he has surrendered, now I accept him. I give him a chance. And this was the mood of Gurudev, that Gurudev was constantly giving us a chance, giving a chance to anyone who would come to him, even if they had blasphemed him, criticized him, whatever, but he would give a chance. And he said this, he said, you know, Sri Guru is not ordinary. If you surrender to him, he can touch your head. And in one moment, all the tattva, everything will be realized. He will give you Krishna Prem. So this is not, we had such Rasik, Bhavuk, Mahapurush, Mahabhagavad Sri Guru, the caliber of all the Rupanu Guru Varga, my Prabhupada, my Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Gaurkishore Das Prabhupada, all the Guru Parampara, he was not on a lower level, even if he had said that I am a 5th class devotee. I heard he said this, and who can believe this? You know, who can believe this? But it takes time for Sri Guru to reveal himself to the disciple. But one time, it took many years, maybe 4 or 5 years, but one time his room was upstairs in Mathura at that time. And I wanted to be able to feel in my heart that he really, you know, I was connected with him. So I had come in the mat, and at 3 o'clock, I decided I'm going to go to his door. And actually, it was the second time when he was upstairs. It happened always also downstairs, that I came to him at 3 o'clock, offered my pranam, and I was saying, Gurudev, if you know that I am here at your door, like a little dog at your door, you please let me know. And I didn't even finish my prayer that he opened, wide open the doors, you know, and there I was at his lotus feet. He looked at me and he just closed back the doors. So that was when he's in his room downstairs. And then 1 or 2 years after, upstairs, the same thing. He was upstairs and the same thing, 3 o'clock, 3:30, when no one is there. And I said, Gurudev, I need to be connected with you. And he just came, open the door, come on, you know, under the little courtyard that he had. And he looked at me and then he said, and then he went back in his room. He went back in his room, like just to tell me, I'm here. Why should you doubt about me? I'm here for you. I'm here for anyone who has been sent by Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. I'm here. And one time, I'm sorry to say, it was at the, I came up in his room and he said, I don't want you to go there. And I understood what he meant because he had received some bad news from his con that someone, they wanted to poison him or something. Anyway, so I said, but I'm not going there, Prabhupada. And I looked at Gurudev and I said, oh, Gurudev, I told you Prabhupada. And he looked at me and he said, yes, you know, Sri Guru is one Tattva. When they are really Sri Guru, either it's Nityananda Prabhu or it's Radharani. So then we are always on the, you know, the shelter of their lotus feet if they are Sri Guru. And we are so extremely fortunate that Radharani had sent one of her men servants to give us some hope. Because Manjari Bhav is not something we get in the market. Gurudev always told you don't speak those things openly. We are talking now because I know you're my dear God sister, God brother, you know, and I'm so touched that you have put this this program together. I was not going to speak because I'm not a speaker and I'm very insignificant. You know, I was never traveling with Gurudev. I was always waiting for him in India only when he would return. But we had the best Janmastami I never experienced, with the best Radhastami, extremely out of this world. You know, we had this impression, I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit, we had this impression that serving through Gurudev, so it was, you know, our service was reaching directly Radha Vinod Bihari. And this was so much giving us hope that we will reach one day. We'll all be together with him in Gaura-lila and her in Krishna-lila. And that his blessing, Gurudev is blessing us all eternally. And I don't know, it comes to a point we can't say anything because there are no words. No, we cannot. He has given so much to the one who were not qualified to receive. Hare Krishna. Govinda Damo Dharmadaviti.
Govinda Damo Dharmadaviti.
I'm sorry. So please, I know there's a lot of lacking in my presentation. I beg forgiveness. And may we meet again in Vrindavan in not too long. Jai Gurudev, Hare Krishna, my pranam, affectionate pranam to all my God sister, God brother. And thank you so much for putting this program online. Hare Krishna.
Shasikala, that was so beautiful. I can't believe you've never done Zoom before. You're like a pro. That was absolutely, it was beautiful. Fantastic. You should be very confident with the technology. You were wonderful. And I know everybody was gripped listening to you and touched in the heart. And I was
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
I loved
your
it.
Mercy and Gurudev's mercy.
I loved it when you were talking about how Gurudev would, it didn't matter how sick he was in his pastimes, he was always like willing to do anything. I literally thought sometimes when I was in his room, I thought if someone said to him, Gurudev, can you please come to the moon? I have a program on the moon for you. He'd be, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
When would you like me to come? Tomorrow? Nothing would
Amazing.
stop him. He was
Nothing.
absolutely unstoppable. All he needed to know is there was a crying devotee heart. He just needed to know that one of his calves was needing him. And then like a mother, he would come immediately without any question.
Exactly.
And still, no change, actually. If we understand his Vani as well as Vapu, no change.
Yeah, he gave us this. He said, the line of Mahaprabhu is Viraha. And if you cannot feel separation from your Guru, how you will feel separation from Radha and Krishna? This is impossible. Yes. So if we, in our heart, Viraha is a very big name, a big word. We cannot have Viraha. It's impossible for us because we're conditioned soul. But on our level of a little ant, if some feelings come, then Guru and Krishna knows, and this is the most important. Sincerity and loyalty.
And what you said about what he said to Vrindavan Vilasini, who is actually a very special person in my heart, Vrindavan Vilasini. I was glad you mentioned that. And also Krishna Das, he was also so extraordinary. But what you were saying about, and he was like, in terms of Kirtan, I've never heard Kirtan getting anywhere close to him. It was like when he started, it was like he was summoning every demigod to come and attend. It was extraordinary. But with what you said about Vrindavan Vilasini, that we're serving here to prepare to serve there. It's beautiful. Yes. Whenever I see or involved in anything cooperative between devotees, it's so magical because we're bringing that world here, and we're also going to that world. It's the ladder. Seva is the ladder to the spiritual world. So thank you so much.
We have told again and again here. We are practicing. It's our practicing department here. How you say? Training field, training center. So we just have to become perfected some way or other. And always remember Trinada Pisunichena, because this is Siddha Pranani. You want to cut us above Siddha Trinada Pisunichena. So you please bless me all that I will fulfill this desire. We would have to realize Trinada Pisunichena and don't get cold. Be careful of your health.
And thank you for agreeing to do this, because I know it's not your normal thing. And I was doing a reading, my weekly reading with Vajanti Mala. She said you were a little nervous, and you didn't show any of those nerves, but we really appreciate you doing something out of the ordinary to share with the devotees your
mercy.
Thank you.
Only Gurudev's mercy. Thank you so much. Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Jai Sri Radhe.
Yes, Shadari?
Just want to say thank you so much for everyone that has joined and spoken. It's been absolutely beautiful. Another week where I feel like it's just been mind-blowing and really heartfelt. So thank you to all of the devotees that have spoken. Sorry, I wasn't actually on the screen. I was just doing some other seva, so please forgive me for that. And Shasikala Didi, like, melted my heart. So it's just so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to you for sharing such beautiful memories with Srila Gurudev with us. So I'm just so grateful. And I'm just wondering that since Srila Gurudev gave you such a wonderful seva of singing throughout Parikram, if you, just after I just make some announcements, if you would close our program, we're just doing a small 5-minute kirtan, whatever you feel, if that's okay. If you feel up to the challenge, that'd be wonderful. I think we feel very honored. Wonderful. And so I just want to make a couple of announcements before we close the program. One is that we are doing a 55-hour Zoom global glorification where we will be glorifying Srila Gurudev, where devotees from around the world will come and join and glorify Srila Gurudev. There are the sannyasis that are also, and senior Vaishnavas that are also coming to join us. And we've also got different acharyas from different mats also coming to join us to glorify Srila Gurudev. So this is like an extraordinary program that we're running. I know that we can't all be there together physically, but that doesn't mean that we can't celebrate Srila Gurudev together as one family. So we would like to all invite you to come and join us. It starts on the 10th of February, which is 3 p.m. GMT time, which is UK time. So unfortunately, I can't work out everyone's location and time, but that will come out soon. And it will go all the way up until the 12th of February, hopefully without any problems, 10 p.m. UK time again. So we ask you at any time you feel like you want to join, just come online. It will be live on Zoom, and we will be sending out the links through, and I think Yashodananda Prabhu is going to put the link in this chat. And the other thing that we're going to do is going to be live on our Gurudev page, which is Gurudeva Memories 2021 page, for anyone that wants to join. So you can join at any time during that 55 hours. Or you can stay with us for the whole 55 hours. That'd be even better. that'd be wonderful too. So that was the other thing that I wanted to say. And one more thing is, please, we do ask that if anyone has or wants to speak some memories of Srila Gurudev, to please contact myself or Yashodananda Prabhu, so that we can invite you to this memories program where we can share and hear everyone's hearts and the different memories that everyone has with Srila Gurudev and the different aspects Srila Gurudev had with every one of us. So we ask you kindly to please suggest anyone that may want to speak, or yourselves if you want to come and join us. So I'm begging to all that you come and join us in speaking some memories of Srila Gurudev. So on that note, I think I'm finished in saying my part. I'm not entirely sure if there was anything else, Yashodananda Prabhu, that you wanted to say. No? Okay, so I will hand over to now our dear most Srimati Shasikala Didi to end our program with some Kirtan, if that's okay. Thank you.
Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Channa Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari, Jaya Girivaradari, Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana, Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Raman Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol, Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman, Hari bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman, Hari bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru
She could do her art
Deva,
later on as well.
Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Gurudev Tomare, Jai Jai Ho, Gurudev Tomare, जय जय हो। गो प्रेमानंदे।